Good afternoon, and welcome to Blindbuilds. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and yeah, this is a Blindbuilds that isn't about building Braille. I know I haven't done one of these in a while. When has it been? Why, it's been months since I've done a blind builds that isn't Braille. Wow. Well, then again, it's been a little while since I've had anything to build, other than the cube. But the cube I kind of got excited about and built before recording. I know I should have done that, but it was so exciting. It was so cool. It's the gelatinous cube. Anyway, that's the thing that I wish I had done a blind builds episode on, but I regret that I did not. Anyway, today we're going to do a blind builds on Ironworks here. Yeah, it's a blind builds, not a blind formers, because Ironworks doesn't transform. Ironworks disassembles and reassembles. Thus, blind builds. If he transformed, he'd be in blind formers, like the Recce people, the Junkions that we've been getting lately. Do I have one nearby? I think I do actually have one. Like this guy. Yeah, this guy is totally totally blind formers because crossbar here transforms without parts forming, and then you can take him apart in parts form all you want. I'm sitting there, and these guys, on the other hand, do not do that. They are Earthrise all the way, which means parts forming 100%. For some reason, the designers of Earthrise woke up one day and went, parts forming. That's how we can piss them off. So, uh, we're going to start with this Ironworks. I don't know which one is which. I don't even know if they colored them differently for the rescue pack, where Ironworks and the Autobot version of Airwave, Air Raid, yeah, Airwave went and saved Skylinks. So let's start with this guy. And what you're going to do first when taking care of Ironworks, because we've already talked our eyes out about him yesterday, we're just going to go ahead and disassemble him now. So go ahead and remove his right arm, remove his left arm, and we're going to spin him around to the back and remove his back plate. That's a little road piece. And then we're going to go ahead and kind of get him, separate him from the back area. And this is an easy separation. All you do is you grab him in one hand and you grab that piece of road that's still on his back in the other hand, and then you just kind of pull them apart. So there you go, and there's that piece. And now let's go ahead and disassemble the legs by pulling them out of the hips. There we are, and we've got a bunch of pieces here. Ooh, pieces. Okay, so first off, let's go ahead and collapse the thighs into the legs, into that giant hollow section that I complained about last video, and set the legs down. We don't need those at the moment. Take the main body piece, rotate his head 180 degrees, and then fold it down in there. And his head's going to kind of become like a garage door or a door for this facility. I think it's kind of neat that his head becomes sort of like a door. That's pretty cool. At least I imagine that's a door. It kind of feels like a garage door with the way they did the texturing there. So we're going to set that off to the side. And now we're going to find the next piece to grab. Let's go ahead and give me that. Thank you. We're going to need those guns later. All right, now we're going to take the left arm, the one that has all the shielding in the road and the airlock piece on it that we talked about. And we're going to go ahead and collapse it using its double jointed elbows. And then we're going to take that siege peg that's part of the shoulder that can rotate, and we're going to stick it up so that it and the siege peg that hangs out below the hand are now sitting at the same plane. And we can remember those siege ports on the knees? Well, we can plug these into the siege ports on the knees. So go ahead and plug each of the siege pegs from the arm that we just folded up into the knees. There we go. Make sure that the airlock is facing facing in a direction. You'll figure it out. There's only one real way to do this, and the airlock will always be in the same direction. If you do it wrong, you're going to have a bunch of robot parts sticking up, but you want to make sure it's the flat road that is there, matched up with everything. All right, so now that we've put the elbow down, or the arm connecting the two legs together, we can do some fun stuff with this. You can actually split it in half and then fold it over, and you get something else, but we're not going to really talk about that too much today. We'll discuss other ways of messing with this guy one day. But today we're just going to cover the two main modes in this alternate mode. All right. Now we're going to come over here we're going to set the main core of him off to the side because it's easier to assemble the rest of the road pieces and then add that. Now, where's the hips? Here are the hips. Now the hip road piece, you want to go ahead and take and rotate the hip nubbins. Yeah, the hip nubbins. And they're two siege pegs, but you just want to rotate them around so that they are facing inwards towards underneath this road panel. We don't want them hanging out in front. It's going to interfere with things. So let's go ahead and attach that. You want to attach the road plate that sticks on his back onto the side of the road plate that has the hips, but you want to attach the back plate to the hip plate right above the hips, like right where the leg ends, the little hip things would be hanging out. So, and what that's going to do is these hips are going to allow for some extra support on this road piece, and it will make it sturdier. That's what we're trying for right here. Then you're going to go ahead and attach the hip plate to the arm plate. And let's go ahead and do that now. I like this airlock system, and I really wish they would do more of it. I really do, because that's just some good stuff. The airlock is nice. And I done screwed it up. I forgot something, and that is I got the hips backwards. Oops. Okay, let's go ahead and put that back together. Let's pull that out. All right. You got to put the hips closer to the arm module. So the actual hips with the thighs, with the siege pegs for the thighs is going to go and connect directly to the module over here. All right. Now, hey, you got twisted up in there. Oh, shoot, I dropped it. Okay, let's put that arm panel, that road panel up to the side. Let's rotate those hips up just a bit. All right. We couldn't do it the other way because the hips would get in the way of the edge of his toe that's kind of sticking out, and that's not good. So we're going to do it the other way, and then the edge of his toe is actually going to help support the platform, which is better. So the edge of the toe can now support that road section, and there we go. So we've got two legs, then the shield arm that also has an airlock on it. It folded up and connected to the two legs using the siege peg, the siege ports in the knees, and then we attach the hips to the airlock on the arm, and now we're taking this back plate and we're going to attach it over here. Now you can attach this in a couple of ways because of how it's designed. You can either do it on the side. Oh, wait, wrong side. This side. And you can do it on this side. There it is. And you'll have something like that, but it kind of sucks. I don't like it. So we're just going to go ahead and attach it the normal way. Airlock to airlock. Nice sturdy connection. And what that is going to be is a ramp that goes down. Now let's come over here to the core body and let's finish building this. All right, so we've got that all together. Where are your weapons? Here they are. We're going to need one of the weapons because it acts, the one that I talked about being like a pipe or a smokestack is actually a piece that will hold up this industrial plaza, and you want to plug it into, on the underside of the industrial plaza, you'll find that there's 3 siege pegs in a triangle formation. 2 on one side, 2 on the front and 1 in the back, centered in the back. You want to plug the gun into the one that's centered in the back. I like to plug it handle first, so the handle is actually closer to the top, because I think it will add a little extra support. I mean, it may not, but I still enjoy it. And placebo effect, that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, so placebo effect. Well, let's go ahead and spin this around. If you feel on the arm that we put on there, the shield arm, the road arm, you'll find that there is a siege peg. There's a siege port, I mean, and that's the one that was on his shoulder. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach the siege peg on the underside of the industrial plaza. That's on the front, one of the 2 front ones. The one on the other side is just going to hang out over nothing, but then that weapon we plugged into the back is going to allow it to sit on the floor, and we're going to get kind of a triangle design going on there. And there you go. The base is now fully kitted out, except for this little other weapon on the side. Now this is interesting, and this is kind of annoying too, is that for some reason, now I should spin it around this way so that if you can see, you can't see. So we got to get this little weapon plugged in over here on the side. And there's an annoying trick over here where there is a little hole that you can plug it into, but it never wants to do it right. never will do it right. At least for me. It never wants to work for me. That's a shame, because I just knocked everything off trying to find that spot. So I like to plug it in going upwards, and it acts as like a little radio antenna on these. The gun that I called was just a pipe with a handle on it. Yeah, that can stick up on the side and act as kind of like a little radio antenna for. Oh, here's my hanky. The humidity down here in Florida has gotten a lot worse. All right. So once you plug that little piece, the thinner gun, into the side, you want to go ahead and then find the other arm. And this arm is, of course, the crane arm. And this is a really fun arm. And we're just going to take, and there's a male end and a female end on this crane. We can take and do two things with this crane. We can either get on the roof of here, and we can pop up this siege peg hiding on the roof. Hey, come on, pop up for me. There it is. All right, we can pop up the siege peg hiding on the roof, and we can plug the crane into that. Boom, just like that. And that's going to be a really tall crane just sitting up there going around. But I don't like it. I've never liked that. So plug that siege peg down, and for today, we're going to plug the crane into this side peg on the side of the building. I think it's better that way. I like it better that way, at least. I think it's cleaner. So we're going to go ahead and plug. Hey, come on. Come on now. Plug in. There it goes. Excellent. There we go. Now we've plugged in the crane to the side of the building. You could plug it into the other side, but I like it this way. It's cleaner, in my opinion. But there we go. And just rotate that crane like 45 degrees, so it's kind of, the hook is hanging out above the door. There we are. Nice little crane action going on there. Perfect. Okay, so that's how you assemble the industrial plaza mode. So let's set this guy off over here to the side. And now let's go ahead and disassemble this guy. I should have disassembled them both at the same time. And let's go ahead and disassemble. Get your Star Saber here. And pull off your arms. Let's go ahead and start doing some connection pieces. We can do it a little faster here on this end because I just told you how to do all this. So I'm going to work really quick so that I don't have to speed this video up and it doesn't go over too much time. So let's just get that on, and then unplug that, and unplug that. And go ahead and collapse that in, collapse this in. Cool. And then these guys are just going to hang out, rotate those hips so that they're out of the way. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay. And let's go ahead and rotate that head and then fold it down. There it goes. And that piece is folded perfect. Wonderful. Wunderbar. All right, so here we go. Here we go. We're not going to attach the end of, where's your hook? Where be your hook at? Mr. Crane? Where's your hook? There's Mr. Crane's hook. We can put that hook on, but we're about to unattach it because this time we're not assembling an industrial plaza with these pieces. We are assembling a communications tower. Now this is a fun one. I actually liked this one more than I like the industrial plaza. So what we need the back plate that doesn't have anything attached to it, just the back road plate, and we're going to go ahead and attach it to the airlock on each leg. All right, so you want to attach it to that airlock, and get the other leg. Make sure you don't accidentally flip these legs upside down because that will get a little confusing in a bit. Then go ahead and attach the airlock to the other leg. You can lay them down flat, and you got a nice little bridge. It's not a very tall bridge. Let's see, do I have a Micromaster style? I do. Look at that little guy. He can't go through it. He's too tall. Actually, I think this may be an off-brand Micromaster. Anyway, you can make a little bridge like that. But we're not making a bridge today. So what you do now is you go ahead and rotate each of those legs inwards until they're now sitting flush against one another. That back panel is going to hold these guys together. Then what you're going to do is flip it upside down. Yeah, make it feet facing ceiling, okay? Now that the feet are facing the ceiling, go ahead and grab your industrial plaza bit, the core of the robot, and we're going to then attach it to the siege pegs on this, the siege ports on the underside of his feet. So the siege pegs, there's two next to each other on the underside of this guy, and they're going to go into those siege ports. This may be a little difficult because it doesn't always like to work with you here. It doesn't always want to work. And it's a shame, but you can get it to work. You just need to give it a little oomph. Sometimes it's easier to attach one piece and then come in. Hey now. Hey, hey, you, that's right. You attach there. That's a good industrial plaza. Now we can attach your other side. There it goes. Yay! They're attached. Now we've got the kind of the structure of our communications tower. Sadly, though, this bit here is going to hang out on the side. I don't like that. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to flip this communications tower bit around, and now we're going to have a kind of a ledge sitting there, which isn't good either. So let's just go ahead and leave it the way it is. And this piece hanging out there, we can fold that down or something. We can make it work. Yeah, we can make it work. So let's just use that way. And now let's take the arm that we collapsed into itself, the shield arm that has the airlock on the side. And once again, we're plugging it into the knees. Except the knees in this case are in a very different state. Yeah, very different knees here. So let's go ahead and get these. Come on now, line up. Line up. There it goes. There we are. Now we've got it plugged in, and we've got the communications tower main structure nice and assembled. Now we're going to take the hips, this piece here, and this is where we put the hip side facing out, away from the center, because we don't have anything for support, and those hips are going to make support. So the part of this road plate that has the siege peg under it is going to go closer to the arm airlock, and the part of this road plate that has the hips under it is going to go further away. Okay, that's an easy way to, I just realized that there is a siege peg hiding underneath this road, so you can do it that way and it will work out pretty well in my opinion. Next step, let's go ahead and take this, and I'm going to try and get this to work right. So let's see, you can set that there, but it is kind of a shame. I do not like this giant scoop thing all the time. I do wish there was a way that the giant scoop thing could disappear. You could just rotate it away into a nothingness, like Optimus Prime's trailer. Because it does get in the way of making this communications tower look its best, which is a shame. But we can set that down there, and it's going to rest on the. It's going to rest on the road, but we're just going to keep it like that. We're going to make it look nice and sweet. So next step is, let's build the communications tower. What you want to do is you want to take the crane and remove the top of it. Okay, so we're going to remove the top of the crane, and we're just going to go ahead and plug the top of the crane over here on the side of the crane. Okay, so the top of the crane gets plugged into the side of the crane on that siege peg that is the shoulder peg. Next step, we're going to now use the siege peg on top of this communications tower, if I can remember where it is. There it is. So use your fingernail to drag it up. It's in the center, and the hinge is facing towards where this thing, towards the opening area, not towards where the hinges are for the for this shovel thing on top of it. So remember that. I hope that wasn't too confusing. Now let's go ahead and attach the crane to the very top using that siege port on the shoulder, and then the side, the actual hook part of the crane is going to hang off on the side and lower that down. That's just going to kind of stick out of the way. We can actually take it and rotate it a little bit differently. And let's go ahead and do that. So it looks a little better, in my opinion. It looks a little better. Now we're going to go ahead and rotate that around the arm. Let's go ahead and add the pieces to this. If you find the siege pegs on the sides, we're now going to take, where are your weapons? Okay, so we can take the weapons and plug them into each other, and then plug that into the very top of the arm, and that's going to give us our radio tower. And just because I have it here, I'm going to plug the Star Saber into the side of this to give it a little extra oomph when it comes to its radio reach. Yeah, he's got Star Saber power. Ah, there we go. There's the siege peg right up there. There's siege port. Right there. Come on, siege port. There you go. Yeah, there we are. All right, and that's how you build the communications tower. I think it's a really fun little tower, and I think this guy's really fun too. And now, once you have the communications tower built and you have your industrial plaza built, you can connect the communications tower to the industrial plaza using the ramp. Or you can rotate the industrial plaza around and attach the communications tower on the side of one of the legs there. Or you can rotate the industrial plaza around again and you can attach the communications tower right here where I just knocked everything apart at. Let's go ahead and plug this industrial zone back up right here. Hey, and I do like doing it this way because it gets a building on one side of the road and a building on the other side of the road, and I just think that's fun. And let's get this industrial plaza plugged back in. Hey now, plug yourself back in. Come on. We're recording a video here, man. There you go. That's right. Now we have one building on each side of the road, and then this crane actually kind of hangs out around the center, the thing that connects them together. And that's a little bit of kind of a micro city going on here. I like it. I enjoy these construction things, these base builders, these base formers, if you will. Weaponizers, but advanced for micromaster protection. I enjoy it a lot, and I do wish they just made these things a little bigger. Like, if anybody does any upsizing on these, an Ironworks or an Airwave that's upsized to be like a Voyager class, so that it would fit perfectly with Core class, let me know. I would love to find these guys, because I think this would make for some great Core class bases. Ironworks, and the bots like him. Anyway, I've blathered on long enough today, teaching you how to disassemble your ironworks and assemble them into an industrial plaza or a communications tower. Lots you can do with this figure, and I haven't even covered everything. But I've got to let you go. I don't want to go too far over time today. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you wouldn't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. It will go a long way to helping me raise awareness for the blind. Until next time, bye-bye for now.